What's up, guys? This is gonna be a quick, really quick video. Um, and it's about having friends, socializing, and just being around people. Today I learned quite a bit. I made a lot of mistakes, and the first thing I want to talk about is having boundaries and knowing when to cut people off, knowing when to t- to to really stand up for yourself and tell your friends, "Hey, man, that's not cool." So I'm in this job program, ages 16 to 24, some older, some like maybe, yeah, I think 16 is the youngest. So I'm friends with this 17-year-old kid, and you know, he's a cool guy. Not gonna name names. He's a cool guy. Um, we hang out pretty much all day, but I'm 20 years old. I'm just a little more mature than him, quite a bit more mature than him, and I was the same way when I was his age. But today I kind of let him. Well, basically, we were messing around, and one thing led to another, and he pushed some boundaries, and I didn't really say anything, but it did kind of bother me. Um, and I'll probably be distancing myself, and I'll probably mention to him why it bothered me. It didn't really bother me until later on, just now thinking about it. And I'm thinking about it like, man, I have to really start being aware of what people are doing. Like people are shaming me for my hair. People are really starting to push the boundaries a little bit. Um, I'm learning who's really my friend and who hung around me because I might have been like this nice, really cool looking dude, or I just might have been very friendly. And it's so weird that so many men um, will shame you for your looks. It's so much more than women. It's the men that will tear you down. It's your supposed brothers. These are the people that tear you down. And so this whole video is just going to be about open mindedness. It's not bothering me. I'm learning that I got to let all that go. Doesn't matter. But in the moment, of course, right when it happens, it does bother me for a second. And then I have to step back and think, okay, well, I've done the same thing before. I've made fun of people or just roasted people. Like, that's a common thing here. Like, we roast each other. We just have a good time. We joke. But then I think about it. In my case, it was never a demeaning way. And I never consistently every day said the same thing to someone. So there's been a couple, like, it's been like 3, 4 days now. It's almost the end of the week. It's been 4 days. And there are certain people that I'm going to kind of distance myself from. Not necessarily fully cut off, but distance myself because they said and done the same thing over and over again. So now it's to a point where, okay, I feel like we're not having any constructive conversation. We're not learning from each other. And we're not even enjoying our time together. We're kind of hanging out because it's what we normally do, but we're not really like doing what we would usually do. Like when we first started talking, me and this guy, or me and this homie, bro. um, that was cringy. But anyways, when I would first start hanging out with these dudes, fun time, always just coming up with random shit to do, having fun. Now, like couple months later, it's like, man, some of these kids, like, why do I even hang out with them? They smoke cigarettes. They kind of push that habit on me because I'm trying to quit myself and hanging around these people that smoke. They're clowns. They don't take anything seriously. They don't take the program seriously. I'm in here to get my shit done, and they're encouraging me to skip. There's periods, and even in grade, there's periods. First period, second period, like school. You got like a little 5 minute interval between, or 2, 3 minutes to get to class, next class, or whatever. So I got math, and then I go just to my office trade all day. But in between, I notice there's like a couple people skipping, and sometimes people are like, "Hey man, you want to skip?" And it's really silly. It's just a waste of everyone's time. And another thing too, right? So I wear glasses, right? And I like my glasses, but they're broken right now. As you can see, they're kind of like popping off my head. They're super glued in the middle. Um, but people really make fun of me for my like broken glasses, and not just a little bit, like consistently. These are people. Your friends are not always your friends. The people that you think are your friends are not really. They're really tearing you down, and they're intentionally doing it. There's a difference between roasting, having fun, and joking, which we do, and then just completely, utterly like not. I'm not gonna call it bullying. I'm not gonna, because it's not like they have a position of power over me and they're enforcing and they're abusing it. It's more of an annoying like thing. Like this is bothering me, and it's kind of getting annoying at this point. It's like, bro, you said the same thing every day in a row, and you just keep saying the same shit over and over again, and to the point where it's not a joke anymore. Now you're just trying to like make fun of me. So I'm keeping in mind it, and another thing too, my teeth, right? I have like pretty bad teeth. I didn't take care of my teeth when I was younger. Um, I'm kind of just ranting. These are all just rant videos. Who cares? It's my video. It's my channel. So my teeth are another thing. People will really pick whatever isn't perfect about you and nitpick it. Um, so we have to rise above that. We kind of have to ignore. At a certain point, I just ignore people. I like people try to get a response out of me, and I completely just ignore. Because at a certain point, there's nothing constructive for me to say. I don't even need to defend myself. There's nothing I can say, no matter how I approach it. This person wants a response. And if they don't get a response, they're going to be way more bothered. Like today, I didn't respond to someone, and he kind of like, not physically like attacked me, but he kind of like, he had like a little plastic bag, and he started, hitting my face, and he put it over my head, and he was, it was someone I hang out with. He was just joking, but I was like, wow, this is really how far people will go for attention. And I'm pretty stoic to a point where it doesn't bother me, man. Just because someone does something that might be like stupid, and in the moment you're pissed off and you want to like fight about it, I made it clear that I didn't like what he did wasn't okay. But I wasn't going to respond with violence, and I wasn't going to respond by going off. I'm just going to distance myself from that person, and they'll know it. They'll realize that they did something wrong. I don't need to explain to them what they did wrong. They know what they did wrong. They know what they're doing. And this happens in the workplace a lot too. I'm going to kind of transition off of myself now. This happens in the workplace a lot. I've had shitty bosses in the past, and a lot of people have terrible bosses. And these bosses will tell people, you hear about it all the time, the harassment in the workplace, women getting sexually harassed, men getting sexually harassed. Even it doesn't matter. There's no discrimination in harassment. People that do that, they're targeting anyone that they can, that they see as weaker or less dominant than them. And you hear about it all the time, workplace harassment, and some big guy, company guy got away with all this crazy shit for years, and then finally someone stood up and reported it, and bam, they're done. Their career's over. This can happen in a social aspect too. If someone's shitty towards people, and it keeps happening over and over again, and they do it to multiple people, eventually that person is just kind of going to be outcasted. People, no matter how stupid or ignorant or negative we can be, we know when someone becomes just a pure threat or just a pure negative force in our life, and we gradually we push that out, and the positive people push out the negative people, and then eventually people kind of split off, and eventually it gets sorted for a while, and then it'll happen again. Someone else, someone in the circle or someone else in this social environment gets pushed out, or the negative person changes a little bit and comes back in. It happens all the time, every day in our social life, especially if you're on a college campus or on a campus like me, or like a trade campus, or whatever it is, whatever you're in, work environment, social environment, happens. People do stupid things and shitty things. They get pushed out, and then there's inner social circles, and then next thing you know, this person is back in the circle because after a certain amount of time, they realize it wasn't that serious. So that's kind of it. I'm just ranting, but my whole point is just don't let people push you. That's it, guys. Thanks.